Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Lisa Friel and I am the Director of Admissions at Frederick Community College. I am so excited that you've joined us for this evening for this virtual admissions information session. I will ask you to please stay on mute while we are presenting. However, please use the chat box. We have a team of staff members that will be answering your questions throughout the presentations, and they will be providing links as well to get you to the right answers that you need. We will also have time at the end for the presenters to respond to any additional questions you may have. And if we get disconnected with any of the presenters because of connections here, including myself, please stay in the sessions because we have people serving as backup. All righty, so let's get started. So due to the pandemic impacting our nation and the world, Frederick Community College has transitioned to remote learning and operations. We're continuing to monitor the situation and following recommendations and guidelines set in place by Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, the Frederick County Health Department, the Maryland State Health Department, and the Centers for Disease Control. FCC will resume normal operations when the appropriate agencies declare it's safe to do so, and when we can be confident of the safety of our students and our employees. We at FCC will do everything we can to make sure COVID-19 pandemic does not interrupt your educational goals. We understand that there might be some increased fear and anxiety and uncertainty about college this year, and it may not look what you thought it might have originally in your mind, but we want to assure you that you're not alone. We're in this with you, and we will make sure to see this through together. First and foremost, we want to make sure that you have access to the resources and the services you need when you need them. So this event was created to provide you with face-to-face information and support. The agenda for the event will start with a general presentation about the college, and then you'll hear specifics regarding admissions and the enrollment steps. And next we'll hear from the testing center, counseling and advising, financial aid, adult services, and services for students with disabilities. We do ask that you please stay on mute, but continue to ask questions in the chat box because they're going to be answering those and getting you the answers that you need right away. So Frederick Community College is an excellent choice for many students. FCC offers programs for students planning to earn a degree, transfer to a four-year college, take short-term courses, or start their career. We currently have approximately 6,000 credit students, and over 31% of Frederick County Public School graduates attend FCC. There's a 15-to-1 student-faculty ratio, and about 70% of our students are part-time. Over half of our students do plan to transfer after they've graduated from FCC and then continue on to pursue a bachelor's degree. Some of our most popular programs include the healthcare fields, business administration, STEM, and cybersecurity. There are over 85 programs to meet the needs of our diverse student body, including options that lead to academic credentials, and then other ones, of course, for personal, professional, and workforce development. The college also has clearly defined career pathways to assist you as you grow and learn. Students can pursue letters of recognition, certificates, and associate degrees. We offer career programs, transfer programs, short-term training, continuing ed and workforce development, English as a second language courses, and really so much more. Our student population includes students from over 75 countries of origin, and about 30% of our students identify as first-generation college students, and we are so happy to have them. In addition, the college also offers dual enrollment classes, and that's where you take college level classes while you're still in high school, either at the high school or with us on campus. A little bit about our faculty. They really are top-notch, a wonderful team of professionals that are highly dedicated to student learning. We have strong support services in place for all of our students, including adult services, multicultural student support, services for students with disabilities, and engaging Veterans and Military Services Center. All of the learning support team embodies students first. It's our top priority. Our mission is to work with you to help you achieve your goals, whatever they may be, and we can even help you figure that out too. We have a wonderful student engagement office that coordinates over 30 clubs and many, many activities that connect students and provide leadership experiences, including service learning opportunities. They even created an online activities and virtual adventures for our students, and you really should check it out. They have aquarium visits and museum tours that are quite amazing. Our student athletes compete in the Maryland Junior College Athletic Conference and the National Junior College Athletic Association. We have many athletes that continue their sports career and receive scholarships from their transfer institutions as well when they move forward to play at their next institution. And then in addition to our main campus, the college also has a unique and separate Monroe Campus that's located near the Frederick Fairgrounds. It's home to our Hospitality, Culinary, and Tourism Institute with a highly acclaimed student-run restaurant. And boy, good stuff, really good food. I'm missing it right now. And they also house the Construction and Engineering, Business and Technology, and Healthcare Career Training programs. The Monroe Center is actually the largest workforce training facility in Maryland. So let's take a minute and talk a little bit about cost. FCC is very affordable. Taking classes at FCC is a very smart investment in your future. Our tuition and fees are about $3,600 for in-county students for a full year. Four-year public schools right now are ranging approximately $12,000 to $20,000. And the four-year private range is now well over $45,000 on an average. It's just crazy. So you will not find a better value for your education. It has been proven nationally that students that start with an FCC degree who then transfer to Maryland system schools, for example, do far better academically. Their FCC credits will transfer, and students have saved well over $40,000 in tuition. Due to our articulation and transfer agreements, it's a really smooth transition. So now is truly the time to save thousands of dollars and take classes at Frederick Community College. We have a beautiful campus, and I really wish I could show you in person, but I do encourage you to see our new virtual tours on the admissions page of our website. We have a flipbook style tour designed to show you what services are located in each building. And then we also have a drone tour that flies through our campus. It's kind of cool. And you can see the 100-acre campus that has an arts and student center, an art gallery, and a 400-seat theater, library building, gymnasium, outdoor classrooms that I love and think are very unique to our campus, a dynamic student center, a STEM learning center, and the Learning Commons, which houses our tutoring and writing center, and so much more. So once the campus has reopened, we will revisit on-campus tours, and we hope to welcome you in person to our campus. Let me talk a bit further about the enrollment process. It's really very simple, and staff are in place to assist you at each step of the way. I'll do a brief outline, but each of the presenters are here to provide you with more in-depth information as we move through the agenda for the night. FCC has what's called an open admissions policy, which basically means we accept everybody. First, you apply to the college. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes, a very quick application. Oh, sorry. I knew I'd get a catch. Bear with me. That's allergies going. Sorry. Okay, I think I'm good. So there are no applications, fees, or essays. Basically, you apply to the college and you get a letter back from me saying, welcome to FCC. It will include your student ID and your login information for your MyFCC account. It'll also have an enrollment checklist in your welcome packet. And this provides you, the enrollment checklist has all the steps that I'm reviewing now, and also the contacts that you'll need should you have any questions. This information, this enrollment checklist, is also available on our website, so you can find the same information there. Once you've applied to the college and received your ID number, you're going to apply for financial aid and scholarships, and we'll get in a bit more depth on that in a minute. Following that, then you're going to send any transcripts or prior learning credentials. So sorry. Then you would complete placement tests or provide exemptions, and our testing center will review those. Testing center director will review those in a minute. Once you've done the financial aid and the testing or provided exemptions, then you're going to schedule what we call a ROAR appointment, which stands for Required Orientation, Advising, and Registration. We've kind of gotten the habit of doing our cougar pause whenever we say ROAR, so our cougar pause. Once you've gone through ROAR, which Chad will talk to you about in a minute, then you're going to register and pay for your classes. We do have payment plans and options available for you. I just can't stress enough and how important it is for you to seek out available resources and support systems from the very start of applying to the college and all the way through attending classes. The entire college campus community is here to help you along the way. So now I would like to introduce Ms. Alicia Rosen, Director of the Testing Center, and she will share information about that process. Alicia?
Hi, thank you, Lisa, and thank you all for joining us tonight. So for the placement testing, it's important to note that not everyone has to take the placement test. On the enrollment checklist, of course, there is steps that you follow, and we're one of the first steps, but we don't apply to everyone. There are lots of ways to be exempt from the test, which means that you can skip over this step completely. You have if you have a high school GPA that's 3.0 or higher from a Maryland high school, there are SAT scores, ACT scores. If you've had credit from previous colleges, you can send all of this documentation to registration, and they can give you an exemption from testing. And it could be one of the tests or all of the tests, but it does allow you to skip over this step if you qualify. So for placement testing, it's probably never a test that you've taken before, or yeah, you've never taken a test like this before. It's not like the SAT, it's not like the ACT, it's not a standardized test. What you score on this test best match you in a course according to your skill. So this is not a test that you want to come in unprepared. It's not a test that you want to just wing at. You want to make sure that you do your very best, okay? Now, the way you do your very best is if you have a plan in place, right? You don't just go in cold turkey and take a test. You want to make sure that you have a plan in place. So lucky for you, the Testing Center has created a study plan. So we took all that work out for you. These are highly effective study techniques or habits that you can develop, and it actually transcends throughout your whole academic career. So I'm going to share with you our fantastic, popular study guide, and you're going to save it as a favorite because you're going to use this throughout your whole academic career, okay? So just give me a second. I'm going to share this page with you. Let's see. I am going to share. It's not coming up. So let me try to open it, and then I'll share my desktop.
It says multiple, so you should be able to share. There we go. Is that working?
Okay. Yeah, I had to go. I wasn't able to use the application part, but I can just share my desktop, and that'll be fine. Okay, so this is what I was telling you about. This is the popular study guide. It's guide.frederick.edu/testing, and this is where we want you to download a study plan. Basically, everything you need to know about placement testing is here. It's a one-stop shop. So you can go over here. This is the homepage. Just download a study plan, and at the very bottom here, you're going to download this next-gen AccuPlacer study plan, and it comes up as a Word document. Close that out for you. And so these are tried and true ways to study effectively. You're going to follow this plan from the top to the bottom. And you can see it's a very smart technique, because what you first want to do when you prepare for a test is you want to know what's on the test. So you can take a look and see that you're going to do a reading test. It has 20 questions. Here's the skills that are assessed. For the writing test, it's 25 questions, and here's the skills that are assessed. After you find out what it is that you need to focus your study on, you want to take some practice tests. You see how you go through this step by step. Once you've done the practice testing, you can watch videos and then figure out where you need to practice a little bit more and what resources you can go to get the most out of your study time. When you're feeling confident, we have some test simulators that you can also view and get a good sense of how well you'll do on the test. We have it for reading and writing, and on the next page, we have the math part. The math part, a lot of students, they normally just have to take this first test. If you've done really well in Algebra 1, Algebra 2, you might do fantastic on this test and then get a high enough score to qualify you for this harder test, which will give you a direct placement into pre-calculus or higher. So it just depends on what your formal math skills or your math history is like. That'll determine how far along you get in that test. But you don't necessarily need to score perfect or anything on the on that first test that's 20 questions in order to get a college placement. So when you look at the guide, it tells you to click on these tabs here. When you click on those tabs, that's when you go through each of the steps that are on the guide. When you're feeling confident, you click on this button, this tab right here, Virtual Proctoring for Placement Testing. Now, we're offering this service. It's online because we want you to stay home and stay safe. So we are offering virtual placement and everything you need to know about your tech requirements, our privacy statement, how to get your test space ready for testing. Everything you need to know is on this Virtual Proctoring for Placement Testing piece here. You can schedule appointments by clicking on Book Now. And there's a few things that are very important. When you select your test, you're going to select a service. Now you see here where it says it's 25 minutes. That is completely wrong. Ignore it. It's just a time slot thing that we use on our back end. But remember that placement testing is completely on time. There's no time limit for this, so don't worry about it. If you find that you might need any sort of accommodation for testing, like if you've had accommodated testing in the past, you can get accommodations for this test as well. You'll have to contact the SSD office, which the director will be on to talk about that soon, but you contact the SSD office so that you can get accommodations for this test if it's beyond extended time. So remember, no time limit for this test. The test also gets harder as you get more questions right, so we don't want you to lose confidence. And luckily, it is all multiple choice, so you get a score immediately once you're done. Once you select the service that you want, so you want to take all tests, it'll come up with a list of dates that were available to proctor you, and then some time slots for you. And I promise there's plenty of time slots, okay? And we'll have lots of availability in June, July, and August to make sure that you can get your placement testing done before that. Then you're gonna add your details, and if there's anything else that you need us to know, you can put this here. For example, if you do have accommodations, you might want to specify what is it that you need. That way we can work with the SSD office to ensure that you're accommodated appropriately. And that's all I have to share. So thank you so much, Lisa, for this time. And thank you all again for joining us today.
We are so thankful you're with us. We got a great team here. Thank you, Alicia. I do know that like midway through, something changed with your sound and it got a lot more clear. So whatever it is, keep it up because it definitely sounded a lot clearer, at least on my end. I do see the chat boxes going along with lots of questions here, and I'm seeing quite a few questions about dual enrollment. I want to just take a quick minute and explain to those of you that are dually enrolled right now and you are in high school taking classes, you are considered a high school student taking college classes. So you will have to reapply as an incoming freshman to college and be a college student taking college classes. And I see that Marie and others have provided you the links and information over here just to the right. So we are going to move on and keep asking questions. And now we have Dr. Chad Adaro, Executive Director of Counseling and Advising. And Chad is going to share a little bit more about ROAR.
Good evening, everyone. ROAR, roar. Counseling and advising, there's so much information. I bring you greetings from counseling and advising, but I just want to let you know from the beginning, we have so much information to share, but I'm not going to share it all with you all today, but I'm going to encourage you to please go to the Counseling and Advising website on our college's homepage. There is information about frequently asked questions. There's stuff about assigned advisor. There's things that they'll show you information about how to make an appointment. So there's just tons of information on our website. I just want to give you a few pieces of information for you today. I'll start with ROAR. ROAR is our required orientation, advising, and registration process. This is a process that we have for all of our new students to college. We want to make sure that everyone starts off on the right foot. We want to make sure that you all have a chance to meet with an advisor. We want to take this time to make sure that you're in the correct major, that you're selecting the right major. We want to make sure that we get a chance to review your degree plan with you. We want to make sure that you have a good set of courses to start your semester off here at FCC. And then we want to help you register for those courses. So we will help you with all of that, answer any questions you have as a new student about the college process. We want to make sure that you get all of that information during your ROAR appointment. So please, as a new student, once you completed the admissions process, either submitted your exemptions and completed your testing, that you sign up for a ROAR appointment. You can sign up for a ROAR appointment on the Counseling and Advising webpage, or you can use the admissions page to find the ROAR link and to sign up for your appointment there. Currently, we have ROAR appointments on all Tuesdays and Fridays throughout the summer. We may alter that a little bit in the future, but as of right now, we have Tuesdays and Fridays available for ROAR appointments. So make sure you sign up for that sooner rather than later. If you wait till August, things will be really, really busy, maybe very difficult to get in. So I encourage you to do that now rather than later. So for some of you all of you may not be new, or you may have students who may not be new to FCC. They may be transferring in. If you're transferring into FCC, I really encourage you. You can meet with any advisor, but I really highly encourage you to meet with our transfer advisor, Marcia Mason-Sal. You can go to our website to make an appointment with her. She is our primary transfer advisor. She can help you with all of your transfer-related needs in terms of transferring credits in, or if you're on the verge of transferring out of FCC, or you're almost done with completing courses from FCC and you want to know a little bit more about the transfer process to other colleges, Marcia can be there to help you with all of your transfer advising needs. So you can go to our website, use our system. Our system is really similar to what the testing center use in terms of their appointments, so it will look exactly the same like Alicia showed you in her presentation. Also, if you, a lot of people don't know that our career services is housed under our counseling and advising. So if you all are looking for jobs, if you are trying to figure out what do I want to major in, or what career I should choose, or what's the best path for me while I'm in college, you can meet with our career advisor. You go to our webpage, the same way you make all the other appointments, choose career advisor, and that person will meet with you to help you with all those career related questions that you have. If you're a current student, if you have a student or someone that you're working with that's a current student, we have assigned advisors now. This is something that's fairly new. We actually just started this a few months ago. So if whatever major that you are, whatever you have as your major, there's assigned advisor. You can go to our website and actually see who your assigned advisor is for that particular major that you're in. You can make your appointment. I would highly encourage you to make an appointment with that assigned advisor. You can make an appointment with any advisor, but the assigned advisor will probably have the most detailed, the best information for you to make your appointment and to get you started here or continue your process here at FCC. And if you do make an appointment with the wrong advisor, that advisor will still meet with you, but they'll encourage you to meet with that assigned advisor throughout the semester. The big thing I would want you to take away from counseling and advising is that we're here to help you through the whole process. We will always make sure that you get all your questions answered. If we can't help you, we'll make sure you get to the right service, but we want to make sure that you're taking the right courses and that you stay on the right path to meet all of your academic needs, whether it be graduating with a certificate, a degree, or transferring. We want to make sure that you got everything that you need to be a successful student. So just know that we're here during this time of COVID. We do all of everything we're doing now is all appointment based, so we don't have any walk-in hours, but we will probably be resuming that once we move back into campus. So right now we can do appointments over the telephone. We can do it through email. We can do it using one of our virtual tools, which is our highly recommended format is to use Skype or Zoom or with Microsoft Teams to make your appointment. So Anything that you have questions about, please contact Counseling Advising. You can use our general email advising link, or you can just make an appointment with one of our advisors and we will be there to help you. So that's it for me.
Wow, that's a lot, Chad. Thank you so much. I do notice that somebody in our group here has a cougar paw as their logo, so they're already ready for the Cougars. I love it. I will also just 2 quick points I want to add is Chad mentioned about getting your appointment early. You really need to do that because right now we've got this many classes, and as we get into August, we'll have this many classes. So the earlier you start the process, applying and talking to financial aid and getting your testing done, and then going through ROAR, the more choices you're going to have. So get that process rolling. I also wanted to make sure everybody's aware that you don't need to know all this stuff. It's a lot of information coming at you tonight, and the admissions team and all the other steps in the process are going to be communicating with you about the next steps. So don't feel like you have to remember all of this. So with that being said, we're going to go to financial aid and give you a lot more great information. And I'm very pleased to welcome Ms. Shelby Metzgar, and an experienced financial aid, but she's just taken a new role in that office, and we are very excited to have her as part of our team. So I'll let Shelby take it away. Thank you, Shelby.
Thank you, Lisa, and thank everyone for joining us tonight. I do have a PowerPoint I want to share with you guys because I'll piggyback off of Chad. I'm trying to give you what I think is important information at this point in the financial aid cycle. And I want you guys to know that you can email us and call us. We are right now, that's actually the first slide, so let me get that pulled up. We are not able to answer our phone right now, but if you guys leave a voicemail and include detailed information, we can return the voicemail. So let me get this pulled up so you guys can see it all the way, maybe. Is it showing the full slide?
Yes, you've got all of it. If you want to make the main one larger, you've got all of them showing at once, but you could do it either way. It's all showing.
I think I have it in presenter mode, and that's why. Let me see. I'll just leave it that way, and I'll attach it so that you guys can download it. That way I can see some of your faces on the side. So what I was saying about contacting us, you can email us at financialaid@frederick.edu. We ask that you email from your MyFCC email. It is the most secure, and it also helps us identify you. And like I said, if you prefer to chat over the phone, you can call, leave detailed voicemail, including your student ID number and a good number to contact you back. And you can also email us to request a call. So if you email financialaid@frederick.edu, we will return your call. It is going to come from a funny Google Voice number, so don't expect it to be even a Frederick number that shows up for you. It's just kind of whatever our staff was assigned when they created their Google Voice. They will leave you a voicemail, so make sure your voicemail inbox is clear if you don't answer, because I don't answer random numbers either, so we completely understand that. So some upcoming deadlines I wanted to cover with you all. First, the Fcc Foundation Scholarships are available until June 30th to apply. You're doing one simple application and you're applying for a whole bunch of different scholarships. Most of those do require students to be at least part-time, which is 6 credits per semester. When you're awarded a scholarship, they will cover all of the requirements that you have to meet to keep your scholarship. For the Maryland Higher Education Commission, you want to monitor the email you use when you registered for your MD-CAPS account. So when I share this PowerPoint, you guys will be able to click on all the links to access the websites that I'm referring to. Maryland Promise, they sent out an email, or MHEC sent out an email a couple of weeks ago about documents. You guys do not want to miss this, because if they're asking you to submit documents and you don't submit them by that July 15th deadline, you don't qualify for Maryland Promise. So don't miss out on that. This is just me being a financial aid person. Don't forget, in October, we'll start the 2021-2022 FAFSA. You want to submit that before March 1st, 2020, and that's Maryland's priority deadline. I also put on here about the MISFA, that's the Maryland State Financial Aid application. Certain undocumented students will qualify to complete that application. If you're not sure which one, or you have questions about which one to complete, please contact us. That way we can save you the headache of accidentally doing the application you shouldn't have done. So this has some information about completing the 2021 FAFSA. I'm going to refer to it as the 2021 FAFSA for now, because it's a mouthful. So you want to make sure you include FCC's, oh, bear with me 1 second. Didn't plan for that. I have a really old clock in my den that I'm sitting in right now. Anyways, you'll use 2018 tax information to complete the FAFSA. We'll receive it within 7 to 10 days of you submitting it, as long as you include our school code. And this FAFSA is going to be used to award you for fall 2020, spring 2021, and next summer. The MISFA, same scenario going on with that. But at this point in time, if you haven't already submitted the MISFA, you would only qualify for certain grants that we are able to issue as a college. I still encourage you to go ahead and do it. That way, if we have some Maryland part-time grant or some campus-based educational assistance grant, we would be able to award you those as long as the MISFA is completed. So when you submit your FAFSA, some different types of aid that you can qualify for would be Pell Grant, Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant, Work Study, and Direct Student Loans. If you're planning to apply for loans, there are additional steps, so you should check your PeopleSoft to-do list, which we'll cover in a couple more slides. I borrowed student loans as a college student, so I always want you to be careful about the amount of student loans that you're borrowing. Know that they do have to be repaid, and you should limit your borrowing. So subsidized loan, basically the interest is paid for you while you're in school. Unsubsidized loans, the interest accrues and then it gets capitalized. So you end up paying interest on top of interest. Beware of those. They are there to help you. So they are considered to be student aid, even though I know some people have that perception that, well, it has to be repaid, so it's not student aid. The work study, I do want to touch on that right now. Due to COVID-19, it's kind of up in the air about what will be happening in the fall semester. We'll have to wait for the college to come out and announce how we'll be returning. So keep an eye out for updates from that. For now, if you click on the work study link in my PowerPoint, you will be directed to a page which explains work study and kind of how it works and what you have to do to be considered. So this is what PeopleSoft will look in. PeopleSoft is our student information system. So once you get that letter from Lisa's office saying you've been admitted, you'll be able to change your password and log into PeopleSoft and your FCC email. So you can see over here, we have this to-do list. Anytime our office needs something from you, that's where we're going to put it. So definitely keep an eye out on that. If you click on it, it's going to give you the link to download worksheets, or it'll give an explanation of what's needed. Anytime you have questions about that, please contact us. During COVID-19, we've had to kind of change our business processes. Usually we like to see you guys in the office submitting your documents. Maybe you bring your parent to come visit. Right now we are limited to email, fax, and mail. Mail, please let that be your last option. Some financial aid documents do have to be mailed in, and they'll say it on the worksheet itself. If you don't have access to a fax machine, it's 2020, who does? You can use services like Fax.Plus, which our IT has confirmed that it is a secure way for you to scan documents or take pictures of documents and then fax them to us, basically by entering our fax number. We will follow up with you. So if you submit a document and it's missing information, we're going to email you to let you know, hey, we got your fax, but we noticed you didn't sign where you were supposed to, or we're missing a W-2 or whatever it may be. So please make sure you're checking your email after you fax documents into us. So once you're done submitting your FAFSA, if you have to submit financial aid verification documents or what have you, we'll go ahead and add your estimated awards to PeopleSoft. This screen is not the end of the process by any means, but it kind of gives you an idea of what you're eligible for. Different things to keep in mind is that you're going to see the full-time award amount. If you're taking less credit hours, we are going to prorate it if it's Pell Grant or some of our other programs that we offer aid for. The other thing to keep in mind is courses not used. You'll get an email from me. Usually we mail those letters, but right now we have been emailing. Courses not used or CNU courses are not required to complete your program. So while you may see a full-time Pell listed here and you may be enrolled in 12 credit hours, if all 12 are not required to complete your degree program, you cannot receive federal student aid for them. So something to keep in mind, and that's why Chad's office is really important. You want to definitely touch base with your academic advisor as frequently as possible. if you're not sure what classes to register for. This is a screen that I just put together that has a lot of important links for us, Maryland Higher Education Commission, to get into your MDCAPS portal, the FAFSA website, the FCC financial aid website, the login page for PeopleSoft, or the login page for your FCC email. And then the bottom one is something really important that I recommend you all download and take a look at. It's our financial aid roadmap, which is going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to complete the financial aid process. This is just our contact information again. I really want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. It is gorgeous outside and I can't wait to get out to my patio. If you have questions, my email is smetzger@frederick.edu. It's on the first slide and I'd be happy to help you guys out. So enjoy your summer and we can't wait to see you in the fall.
Awesome job, Shelby. Thank you so much. And you can't go to the patio yet because I'm sure we're going to get lots of questions here. I keep checking the chat box here, so I want to give a shout out to the amazing chat box team that's answering questions. So folks, keep asking your questions there, and they're getting to them as fast as they can. I know that was a lot of information Shelby just shared. Financial aid is a beastie to me. I always let my husband take care of it, but I will say that the financial aid roadmap is an amazing tool. It's available online and you can find it on the financial aid page and the admissions page. And also the financial aid services, the whole team is there to help you with each step of the process. Please, everybody, just apply for everything. There is money out there. You just need to apply and they will help you with that. So now, without further ado, I would like to introduce my good friend, Ms. Janice Brown, Director of Adult Services, and ask her to share some information from her area. Janice?
Excellent. Thanks, Lisa. Welcome, everybody. My name is Janice Brown. I'm Director of Adult Services. I'm going to keep this short. Frederick County is diverse along a lot of dimensions, and FCC reflects that diversity. And one dimension of diversity is age. And so not all of our students at FCC are recent high school grads, 18 to 21-year-olds. And so FCC has a department, Adult Services, to help those who don't fall into that category. So Adult Services specifically has specific programs for any parents or single parents, primarily lower income, and then any adult who is 24 and over and is also struggling income-wise, maybe they're out of the workforce or low wage or homeless. So if you fall into any of those categories, or for those of you who are maybe recent high school grads or the parents are listening on this, if that's you, think about coming to our department to start at FCC for yourself. We help, the services we provide, basically in a nutshell, are help with everything you're hearing about today. We can help you with the admissions application. We can help you, connect with the resources to plan for your placement tests, prepare for them, take the placement tests. We can help you with some career exploration if you're not sure what your goal is. We can help with your academic advising, selecting the classes that you should be taking to reach your academic goal, and then connecting you with all kinds of financial resources. Because the students that we're seeing are generally low income, they're almost all eligible for financial aid. So we don't work for the financial aid office, but we know a lot of, kind of what happens there. And we have like almost like the bat phone to call in there and get answers for you. So we can't promise that you would qualify for aid, but you should never, ever think that I'm not going to go to FCC because I can't afford to go there. We will leave no stone unturned to find out what types of aid you might qualify for. And specifically in my department, we get some sources from the community that agencies or programs that are interested in helping the people that we serve. So we have some special scholarships and opportunities for our students. So if you know you're interested in pursuing a certain program at FCC and you fall into one of our categories, please contact us. If you're thinking you might want to go to FCC, but you have no idea maybe what you might want to be studying, please contact us. We'll help you with that. And if you know you want to come to FCC, but you're scared you don't know how to pay for it, come see us. We'll do what we can. And if you're interested in coming to FCC, but you think maybe it's not for you, that it's only for the 18 to 22-year-old, that is, we are here for you. You belong here. There's a place for you at FCC, and we are happy, and we're standing by to help in any way that we can. So in the chat at the very top, I put a link to how to schedule an appointment with us. It also has contact information if you just wanted to shoot an email to us with a question. So if you fall into any of the categories that we're serving, I would love to see you.
Awesome, Janice, thank you so much. And we do have all ages in this group. We're up over 50 some people now, and it's high school, it's adult, and everything in between. So we are very excited to have all of you here, and certainly to have Janice's Office of Adult Services as one of our many support services that we offer to all of our students. It is a very diverse campus in many ways, age and every other group. And leading right into that, I will now have our friend Dr. Kate Kramer-Jefferson, our Director of Disability Services, tell you about the specific services that they can offer you. Kate?
Awesome. Can you hear me okay? Awesome. Well, like Lisa said, my name's Kate. I'm the Director of Services for Students with Disabilities. I want to share, if you hear a chirping noise, I don't have a bird, but right as Lisa had everybody join in at the beginning, I have a smoke detector, which must have a low battery. So I'm hearing a chirp every so often. So forgive me. It's adding some entertainment to my waiting. I want to share a little bit about what our office does. Just like our name tells you, we work with students who have disabilities. We work with students with all different types of disabilities, attention deficit disorder, students on the autism spectrum, students with learning disabilities, students with chronic medical conditions, students with mental health diagnoses, students who are deaf or hard of hearing, students who are blind or low vision, physical disabilities, and so on. Like Janice's office and every other office, we work with students of all ages, from kids on campus through our learning and retirement program. So students who are looking at credit classes and our continuing education classes. We work with every student. For those of you who are completing high school or recently completed high school, if you had a 504 plan or an IEP, an individualized education plan, you are likely eligible for accommodations and services at the college level. For those of you who it may have been longer since you completed high school, if you have a documented disability, please come and see us. Please contact us. We're offering services remotely right now. Like counseling and advising and the Office of Adult Services. We work with students for academic advising and registering you, for courses. We will work with you from the time you enter until you complete your goal. So whether that's a certificate program, a degree, transfer, you're working on skills to enter the workforce, we will work with you. So along with providing services and providing accommodations, we will work with you on academic advising. We have disability specialists in our office who will meet with students virtually for now, face-to-face in the future, and we determine eligibility for accommodation. So one thing to just know, especially those of you who are recent high school graduates, there are differences in accommodations between the K through 12 system and the post-secondary system. So not everything transfers automatically, but there are many similarities. Accommodations in the classroom or the virtual classroom can include testing accommodations. Alicia, when talking about the testing center, mentioned that placement tests are untimed, but if you may need other accommodations for placement testing, you would want to contact our office. So right now, and I will put it up in the chat unless one of my colleagues is able to do that for me. I will when I'm done speaking. I will put our email, disability services at frederick.edu, which is really the best way to get a hold of us right now. A staff member will respond to you pretty immediately, Monday through Friday. You can also call our main office number and leave a message if that's preferable. I will put that in the chat. And someone will call you back, like Shelby in Financial Aid mentioned. It will be from a Google Voice number, so it might look unknown, but it should be coming from Frederick. We will call you back. We will give you information on setting up an appointment through phone or email or a virtual platform with one of our disability specialists to get services set up. And to help you get registered and academically advised to start your first semester at FCC. I think that is the bulk of it. I know you've had a lot of information this evening, but I will answer any questions once we're to that point. And again, I'll put our contact information in the chat.
Okay, so thank you so much, Dr. Kate. I appreciate that. Lots of good information. And honestly, folks, any support services that you need from her office, they are willing, ready, and able to help. Definitely you want to be in touch with them before you take any placement testing, as said, and make sure you get any accommodations or anything you need set in place for your placement test. I see Alicia has a class member of what, 2037 in the picture now. What a cutie. I will open it up for general questions. I do thank all the presenters for their time, but let's see if we have some general questions. The chat box has been fast and furious over here. So if anybody has any specific questions now that they've heard from all the presenters. And also know that you can send us questions that you think of later at our website at admissions@frederick.edu. Let's see. I've had a lot of questions that have been answered and asked about testing center, financial aid. See if anybody else has anything specific that we can answer while we're here.
Lisa, it looks like at the bottom, Bradley
Yep.
is asking how to enroll in classes.
Yep. So Bradley, you would start with the application, and then you're going to get information back from us on your next steps with that enrollment checklist. I see also a few questions people are asking about best timing. Really, you should be applying now. You can apply for the fall semester right now, and I would suggest doing that. We are processing, Marie, my staff and my team are processing applications as they come in. You get a pop-up screen that gives you what your next steps are immediately, and then you'll also get a packet in the mail. So apply now, get your testing done now, and then register for those ROAR appointments. You really want to try to avoid July and August as much as possible. So I think that timing wise, apply, get your financial aid, get your testing, and move quickly now, because as I said earlier, you're going to have this many classes to choose from now, and then as you get into August, not quite as many choices. And all these support systems want to work with you. All these offices want to work with you to make sure you have what you need. I see some questions about transcripts, and we've given you that link. What else do we have over here? Do you see the financial aid question, Shelby? Do you want to touch on that? Or is that you answering? That's you answering. You've already responded. Okay. Sorry, you're quick. You're on the go here. How do we know if our FCPS school has already forwarded transcripts to FCC? Good question. Some high schools are a little slower than others. If you've put in the request for your official transcripts to be sent, then that's fine. You're moving forward. I usually tell people that when they request their official transcripts to be sent, to also get an unofficial, so that helps you when you're meeting with your counselor and you can sit down and go over the courses you've taken. But applying for financial aid and waiting on a response on your transcript, don't let that hold you up in the process. You go ahead and apply, get your testing completed, and make your ROAR appointment. Most of the high schools are fairly quick. Get them to us as soon as possible, and especially now that we're moving into the graduation time period, they know how important it is. And we usually get the transcripts from the local high schools very fast. So don't let that hold you up in the process. What else do we have? When do we think we'll know when the campus is going to be open? That's the golden ticket question. Is there any possibility of students doing work at home? Yes. I would say right now we are probably looking at some type of hybrid situation. We know that we'll have online classes. It's very possible we would have some face-to-face. The science and the labs and those type of courses are harder to figure out as far as online. We are going to follow what Governor Hogan and Jan Gardner for our county advises us to follow. Our president is in great communication with these areas and these groups to make sure that the best decisions are made for the safety of our students and our staff. So we will have several options we know of for the fall, and certainly online will be one of them. And again, all the schools are facing this right now. We just don't know what the decision will be come fall, but we assure you that FCC is going to make the safe choices for our students, and there will be options for you in addition to really strong support systems in place to help you through it. When you're not planning on taking online, it can be very difficult, and our instructors and our support staff are here to help you through that. No. I think a lot of these questions are getting answered pretty quickly here by our team. I don't know who my assigned advisor is. How do I find out, Dr. Chad?
Yep. If you want to go to our counseling and advising website, there is a big link there that says who my assigned advisor, who is my assigned advisor, and it will give you a whole list based on major. So you, whatever major you decide to have, if you're undecided right now and you have maybe 2 things you're looking at, you can look at the assigned advisor for each one of those majors, and that's the one you want to make the appointment with. It wouldn't matter. So if you have 2 things that you're kind of thinking about right now, either person that you make the appointment with what can help you with whatever major that you decide to choose. So they'll make sure that you get to the right spot either this time or the next time.
And I see that Jen Moore provided that link for them. And
Perfect.
you know, a lot of students aren't sure what they want to major in. Chad, what do they do when they're undecided?
Yep. Undecided students, I mean, that's probably the most common student that we see in our office, the students that are undecided. And so, you know, typically if you want to complete a degree at FCC, most people need to start with the gen ed core courses. And so that's like an English, you need math course, you need 2 sciences, 2 social sciences, arts, humanities, so on and so forth. So when you're starting out, we encourage you to start with those kind of basic common core courses or core courses that you need for any major. And then our hope is that either working with your advisor or meeting with a career advisor at some point in time early on, you'll figure out what you want to do, and then we can help track you and move you into that correct major for you.
Great, thank you, Chad. And I'm seeing questions about people's individuals' passwords. We do have respect and protection for your private information. So if you don't have that information, you cannot recall it, you can't find it, send us an email and we'll work with you one-on-one to get you that information. But again, those of you that are new to college, you do not get your MyFCC account or your ID number until you apply to the college. If you attended FCC and it hasn't been 2 years, then you still have an active account. So we can certainly help you find that information. Chad, somebody's asking about transportation and meeting with Monica Hutchins, but you wouldn't be coming on, is that Bradley? Bradley, you wouldn't be coming on campus. Chad had some different options I think he shared earlier where you could do it virtually. Do you want to do that again, Chad?
Yeah, Bradley, as of right now, the campus is not open for students to come and have a face-to-face meeting with an advisor. So we're doing everything virtually. So we can do it either through the telephone. You can call in and make and meet with your advisor through the phone. We can have a virtual, which is our most common way, which is the Skype, Zoom, and the Microsoft Teams. You can use that to meet with your advisor, or you can also have an email exchange with your advisor. So we can do advising through any of those means. So once you make your appointment, that advisor will confirm with you the type of appointment you want to have. They'll set that, and then you all can meet.
All right, great. Thank you, Chad. Anybody else have any other questions? I think we're all caught up. We'll give it another minute here because we still have the meeting set. I know everybody wants to get outside. I'm still amazed that everybody's hung in there. I cannot thank you enough for joining us tonight. Someone called Miss Jen. Hang on, I missed that one. And she wanted me to talk to her. Yes, Jen is on my staff actually, and she's just had a baby, I'm happy to share. So she is out on leave, but you can call the admissions office and anybody on the team will be glad to help you. And I think we are good. All right, so I will say again, I want to thank all of the presenters for coming tonight. I really appreciate your time and efforts. If you guys have any questions, please go to our website. And please know that we're going to continue to work through this pandemic together and provide updates to our college community as the situation warrants. Monitor our college website for the most up-to-date information. The college has an active website, and on our homepage, you can get the most up-to-date information on the virus and a really handy student guide that's updated that features answers to your most frequently asked questions. You'll also find contact information for all of these departments and more, and programs and services right at your fingertips. Since 1957, FCC has delivered education to more than 200,000 students. So while we've temporarily had to halt the face-to-face instruction, we will never stop educating our community. I really thank you all so much for joining tonight. I thank all the presenters for their wonderful dedication and support of this program. Be well and rest assured that we have support systems in place to help you every step of the way. And we really look forward to seeing you very soon. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate it. Take care.